There is a kind of exhaustion that almost no one notices. You still show up on time. You still reply to emails quickly. You still circle back. You still nod in Zoom meetings as if you are fine. You do not miss deadlines. You do not create drama. You are even the person the team trusts because you always handle things. There's a type of burnout no one notices because it is not loud. It does not make you collapse in the middle of the office. It does not create a dramatic moment where people say, they're burned out. It just makes you slowly empty. In the morning, you stand in front of the mirror, adjust your shirt, slip your badge into your pocket, pour a cup of coffee. On the outside, you are an adult doing everything right. But inside, it feels like you are pushing a heavy cart uphill every single day. A little more, and you do not understand why the hill never ends. In American corporate culture, people rarely ask, "How do you feel?" They ask, "Can you deliver? Do you have bandwidth? Can you take this on?" And you know the rules of the game. You do not want to walk away from everything. You have built a life. You have a salary that makes you feel stable. You have insurance, long-term plans. You just want to do well, then go home and live like a normal human being. But lately, that normal feels hard. There are days when you sit in a meeting, hear every word, understand everything, yet your brain feels covered by a thin layer of fog. You nod at the right rhythm, take notes in the right role, occasionally say something just smart enough to prove you are still there. Only you know. You are running on momentum. You do not explode. You do not cry. You do not throw your laptop. You do not draft a resignation email at midnight. Burnout doesn't always explode. Sometimes it just empties you. It is like a jar slowly drained of water. A little disappears each day, too small to notice. Until one day you realize you still finish your tasks, but you feel nothing when you finish them. No joy, no pride, no relief, just done. Just another box checked. That is when high-functioning burnout becomes frightening, because it can be rewarded. This kind of exhausted person is often the top performer, the one who controls their reactions, the one who does not make the room heavier, the professional one, the one who stays calm even when more work lands on their desk at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. You learn that emotional reactions have a cost. If you snap in a meeting, you might lose points. If you look tired, someone may question your competence. If you say plainly, "I'm overloaded," you might be seen as not resilient enough. So you do what many capable people do. You control. You control your tone, your facial expression, your response time, the wording of your emails so you are not misunderstood, even your breathing so no one can hear the tension. And you do it so well that people believe you are fine. But here is a truth rarely spoken. External control does not equal internal calm. Sometimes it is only postponement. High-functioning professionals don't explode. They accumulate. You do not blow up. You accumulate. You accumulate the "it's fine" you say just to move on, the interruptions you swallow, the deadlines pushed onto you that you quietly accept, the discomfort you tell yourself you will deal with later. And because you are good, because you still deliver, there is no obvious moment that forces you to stop. So the pressure goes nowhere. It just relocates. From the computer screen to your chest, from Slack notifications to your heartbeat, from a packed calendar to shallow sleep, From a tense meeting to a weekend evening where you sit in front of Netflix but cannot really watch. There is a kind of tired that is not about lack of sleep. It is the fatigue of a nervous system stuck in always ready mode. The fatigue of constantly reading the room, managing perception, performing stability as a professional skill. And you begin to notice strange signs. You hate notification sounds, but you are afraid to turn them off. You take time off, but still check email for a second for reassurance. You finish work, but your mind does not shut down. You put your phone down and immediately pick it up again, as if your hands are searching for an escape from your own tension. On a deeper level, perhaps you are tired because something else is happening. Work is not just taking your time, it is taking your identity. You are not just someone who works. You become the responsible one, the reliable one, the one who handles things. You accept that role naturally, and part of you feels proud of it. But over time, the role sticks to your skin. So when you are not working, you feel guilty. When you do not respond quickly, you feel anxious. When you are not perfect, you feel like you are slipping in an invisible race. And in that race, KP has become the scoreboard in your mind. But here's something that needs to be said clearly, not as a decorative quote, but as something you can breathe with. Your KPI is not your worth. You can perform well and still be exhausted. You can be highly rated and still feel empty. If you use results to prove your value, you will always need more results. Another project, another compliment, another number, just to feel temporarily okay. That is not motivation. That is hunger. So what does calm mean here? It is not indifference. You still care. You still want to do well. You still want your career. You are not trying to escape work. You are trying to escape the trap in your mind, the trap of automatic reaction. Because what exhausts you is not only the workload, it is the volume of reactions. An email arrives, and there is a small jolt inside you. Can you jump on a quick call? And your shoulders tense. An offhand comment in a meeting, and you replay it all afternoon. Dozens of small reactions each day create a constant baseline of tension. Not large enough to be called a crisis, but enough to erode you. To work calmer does not mean slowing down to look zen. It means working with less internal noise, saving energy for what truly matters. You do not need to become emotionally numb. You just need to build a gap between stimulus and response. One beat. That beat looks small, but it is powerful. When Slack pings, instead of responding reflexively, you pause for a second and notice, I'm being pulled into urgency mode. When another meeting is added to your calendar, you pause and notice, I'm afraid of being judged if I say no. When someone shifts responsibility onto you, you pause and notice, I'm about to take this on to protect my image. Just notice. No self-blame. No forcing yourself to become emotionally perfect. From that gap, you regain choice. You can respond from clarity, not panic. You can agree with conditions, not out of fear. You can do well without burning yourself down. This is when a simple sentence becomes practical. Calm is controlled allocation. Calm is not suppression. Calm is allocation. Allocation of attention. Allocation of energy. Allocation of care. Allocation of what deserves your attention and what does not. Corporate environments will always be noisy. Politics, shifting priorities, disorganization, long meetings with no decisions. You cannot erase that. but you can stop letting it occupy your entire nervous system. There is a very real moment many people only recognize when they are drained. You think you are controlling your emotions, but you are actually storing them and bringing that storage home every night. Day after day, the storage fills. You still work, still perform, still trusted. But inside, you feel less and less. Less excitement, less curiosity, less freedom. If you're here, if you still perform but feel flat, muted, you are not weak, you're not broken, you are overloaded in a way others cannot see. There's a type of burnout no one notices. And if you want to begin again, you do not need to make a dramatic move. No declarations. No, change your life in 30 days. Just one small act of honesty. Name the thing that is draining you. Not just, I'm tired, but I'm being pulled by this expectation. I'm suspended by the need to always respond. I'm worn down by always having to prove myself. And remind yourself once, just once is enough. Your KPI is not your worth. Before reacting the way you always do, look for the calm move for your energy. Sometimes the calm move is rescheduling a meeting. Sometimes it is clarifying scope. Sometimes it is not over-explaining. Sometimes it is simply closing your laptop on time and not bringing the meeting into dinner. You are still sharp, still professional, still going to work tomorrow. The only difference is this: you stop letting work use your body as an alarm system. Burnout doesn't always explode. Sometimes it just empties you. But recovery is not loud either. It begins with the moments you stop accumulating. The moments you set down a piece of pressure at the point where it arises. The moments you choose a conscious response instead of a reflex. High-functioning professionals don't explode. They accumulate. So start accumulating something else. Not pressure, but space. Stillness in a single breath. The feeling that you still belong to yourself, even when your inbox is full. Work calmer, not to do less, but so that when the day ends, you still have a real life left to live. A calm person does not win because they are smarter. They win because they do not give away their strength. Thank you for taking the time to listen and for allowing me to be with you for these few minutes. Rest well. Tomorrow is a new day. I wish you peace and happiness.